冇啊，有咩事慢慢講啊！唔好啊！冇啊，有咩事慢慢講啊！唔好啊！哎呀辣到你跳啊咧！
This is the young Wang Feiheng. Armed with a few tiger-subduing fist moves learned from his father, Wang Keiying, he thought he was invincible and spent his days stirring up trouble. After he caused yet another disaster, his father finally had enough. He decided to call in his senior disciple brother, a notorious eccentric known for his brutal training methods, Beggar So. The moment Wang Feiheng heard Beggar So's name, fear gripped his heart. Rumor in the martial world said any student who fell into Beggar So's hands would be lucky to leave alive. Not wanting to suffer, he ran away from home that very night. But he had underestimated Beggar So. No matter how fast he ran, or whether he tried monkey fist, crane fist, or any other move, he couldn't escape the mad old man's grasp. He was subdued with ease and dragged to a rundown hut, where his hellish training began. Beggar So didn't start by teaching him techniques. The first thing he did was pick Wang Feiheng up again and again, then slam him hard into the ground. In his view, anyone learning martial arts had to first learn how to take a beating. Only a body that could endure repeated punishment could stand firm in a real fight. After toughness training came balance. He made Wang Feiheng stand on 4 huge water-filled jars and transfer water back and forth with wooden buckets. The training was unbearably dull, and Wang Feiheng soon ran out of patience. Once again, he started thinking about escape. So he came up with a plan. He pretended to slip and drown, luring Beggar So closer. Then he suddenly yanked him into the water jar. He slammed the lid shut and weighed it down with a huge rock. He thought he had pulled it off. Without looking back, he ran. After making his escape, Wang Feiheng reached an abandoned house and lit a fire to dry his soaked clothes. Just then, a man in a mandarin jacket appeared. It was the cold-blooded killer, Yan Tiexin. This is where he was supposed to meet his contact. He told Wang Feiheng to leave. Wang Feiheng, still full of himself, shot back with a challenge. Yan Tiexin wasted no more words. He raised his foot and struck with a vicious move. The flashy kung fu Wang Feiheng was so proud of was nothing against real killing techniques. He was beaten with ease, unable to fight back at all. To completely crush his pride, Yan Tiexin ordered him to crawl between his legs. Overpowered completely, Wang Feiheng could only grit his teeth and endure the humiliation. This defeat shattered Wang Feiheng's pride. He finally realized his kung fu was just the delusion of a frog in a well. He thought back to Su Huazi's training, which had seemed like pure torture. And he finally understood his father's intentions. So he went back and knelt before Su Huazi once more, begging him to teach him real kung fu. Su Huazi had known all along that he would return. He didn't scold him. He simply resumed the training. This time, Wang Feiheng's mindset had completely changed. He began even harsher core strength training. Hanging upside down, he had to use a teacup to carry water from a lower bucket to one above. He even practiced crushing hard walnuts with his fingers, day after day, until he could barely hold his chopsticks at mealtime. Bit by bit, his foundation was being forged. One day, master and disciple went into town and came across a rigged gambling stall. The stall owner was a trained fighter who practiced iron head kung fu. Wang Feiheng volunteered to fight, but the man's brute force style kept driving him back. Su Huazi coached him from the side, telling him to counter iron head with the iron hammer. Everything has its weakness. Wang Feiheng won, but Su Huazi also spotted his weak wrists. As soon as they got back, he put him through intensified training. Before long, the gambling den boss brought in backup. Su Jingtian, a master known as the Saf King, came looking for revenge. Unfortunately, Beggar So's craving for liquor hit him, leaving him weak all over. Wang Feiheng had fooled around earlier and spent the wine money on food, then watered down the wine jug. Without strong liquor to fuel it, Beggar So's drunken fist lost much of its power. Master and student had no choice but to flee in embarrassment. This taught Wang Feiheng a hard lesson. Wine was the source of Drunken Fist's power. After all that, the time was finally right. Beggar So decided to officially teach him the Drunken Eight Immortals. He had Wang Feiheng drink first, because only when slightly tipsy could his body reach that state of seeming drunk, yet staying clear in mind. Lu Dongbin, Iron Crutchley, He Xiangu, each immortal had a different form, and every move hit a deadly strike. Wang Feiheng was a quick study and soon mastered 7 of the forms. To restore his master's honor, he went straight to the staff king, Su Jingtian. He grabbed a wine jar and took several huge gulps. Fueled by the alcohol, his newly learned Drunken Fist transformed him completely, allowing him to defeat his opponent with ease. But an even greater crisis was closing in. The corrupt merchant from before, furious that Wang Keiying had stopped his land grab, paid a fortune to hire Yan Tiexin to assassinate him. Yan Tiexin set a trap, luring Wang Keiying to a remote spot for an ambush. Just as Wang Keiying's life hung by a thread, Wang Feiheng and Beggar So arrived in time. When enemies meet, old hatred flares. Without a word, Wang Feiheng downed a swig of strong liquor and charged into battle with Yan Tiexin. He unleashed the Drunken Eight Immortals, his movements shifting unpredictably. But Yan Tiexin was a seasoned professional killer. He calmly studied Wang Feiheng's movements, quickly spotting the flaw in every move. In the blink of an eye, he had countered the first 7 moves of the Drunken Eight Immortals. Wang Feiheng was forced into a corner. Just then, he unleashed the final move. And the strangest one of all, He Xiangu. This feminine style used softness to overcome force, its movements almost ridiculous. But that only left Yan Tiexin unable to read what was real and what was a feint. Wang Feiheng seized the opening, no longer bound by fixed forms. Instead, he folded in his own understanding, creating variations all his own. With footwork that blurred feint and attack, he completely threw off Yan Tiexin's rhythm. Seeing the buzz about to wear off, he grabbed the wine jug and took another hard swig. His fighting power instantly shot back to full. He sprang forward and landed on top of Yan Tiexin. With the powerful finger strength he had trained, he clamped down hard on the man's throat. Before Yan Tiexin could break free, there came a sharp crack. The fingers that had once crushed countless walnuts now snapped the killer's neck with deadly precision. This cold-blooded killer, feared throughout the martial world, finally fell to his style. He simply could not understand